Oh, good morning. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday, y'all. I just heard a word. I heard a word. Isn't there a song? I heard a word. I heard a word. And sometimes when you hear a word, you just have to speak on that word because sometimes it just resonates with you, okay? So, and when something resonates with me, I need to share it with you because it was a real word. And uh, the word was basically, and like I said many times, I don't go to church. I'm not religious or anything like that. Some of the things that I have realized that have come into my life and that have inspired me and transformed me is just my own thoughts and my own belief and my tenacity to want more, do more, be better, see others do better, all that good stuff. So I lost my train of thought, but the word basically was when greatness enters into your life, um, you are inspired. Well, you are informed first. You are inspired second, and then you are imparted on thirdly. Okay, so for me, I always wanted better, dreamed of better. I was in different situations throughout my life where I was never really content with where I was at in life. And even in my young childhood, I spoke out. I was never one to hold my tongue as a young child. I was never one to hold my tongue. For a little while in my teenage years, my late teens, 18, 19, 17, I was shy and kind of submissive and hidden under a shell. But before then, I was very outspoken as a child. I used to always get in trouble by my mother because sometimes I talked too much, and sometimes I said things that children probably should not have been saying or talking about or even worried about for that matter. But now that I am an adult, I know that my greatness of who I am today comes from me not shutting up, me not worrying about what the next person thought about me not worrying about who I offended because of what I was talking about or speaking on. And for many of you who don't know it, I speak up on family dysfunctions and how dysfunctions affect us, either inspire us, transform us, or keep us stagnant. And my whole being and my whole teaching is that we cannot go through the world allowing dysfunction to hinder us. And I was one of those people that recognized dysfunction, whether it was in my family, other people's family, friends, family, foes, whatever. One of my greatest abilities was to recognize that. And as we grow up, we all have talents and abilities and situations that we acknowledge about ourselves, but we really don't put the pieces together until later. And something happens where everything just comes full circle, where you start understanding why you went through this, why God put you through this, why God pulled you through this, why why things were evident in your life, and even why things were why some things were not meant for you in your life. And I was in many, many different situations within my life, starting with my childhood, that I was not comfortable. I was not comfortable seeing what was happening around me. I was not comfortable watching my mother be abused. I was not comfortable with us having less than others. I was not comfortable with any of that. So that provoked me to want to be better. That provoked me to want to do more and be more. and just accomplish things. So I was put into many different situations with different people that were not even on my level, that were on higher level than me, doing better things and reaching goals and accomplishments and things of that nature. And I acknowledged it, and I felt privileged to be in the company of certain people, because when you're in the company of greatness, greatness inspires you. Greatness informs you. Greatness provokes you. And when you're provoked, you become uncomfortable. So I was inspired by these people. I was informed by these people. And it led me to be provoked. It led me to be uncomfortable. It led me to want more. It led me to want to do more. It led me to want to be better. And I think that if I were not in the company of those people, I would probably still be in the same scenario or situation that I had been in previously. I was in a relationship for 17 years with my children's father, and although he was a great father to my children, and still is a great father, a great provider, I was not happy in that situation. I was not, because I wanted more. I knew that there was more to a relationship than fussing and fighting and bickering and being told that you were less than, and being told that you could not accomplish things and you wouldn't accomplish things. I knew I had greatness in me. I knew I wanted more out of my life. I knew that I did not want to live the same life and struggle that, God rest my soul, my mother did. And I saw my mother raise 9 children alone and struggle and be depressed and many times, not be able to pay our bills, not have electricity. Many times we had to boil water on the stove just to have hot water. And I knew that's not what I wanted to do. That's not who I wanted to be. That's not the life I wanted to live. I knew that situation was provoking me to want to have more in my life, to offer my children more, to give my children more, to leave my children more. Those positions as a child, that led me to want to be a better person. Not saying that my mother was a horrible person. My mother was a wonderful person. Her circumstances just were not the best of circumstances for her. And, she never got in tune with, well, I can't even speak for my mom, and I'm not going to even try to do that right now. But I'm just saying all that to say that being in all those different situations within my life, it just taught me it provoked me. It just made me want to do better, be more. And the more I grew, the more I decided, and I realized that I wanted more. I started hanging around with people that had more than me, that were doing better things than me, that inspired me. I started seeking mentors and people that can help me and guide me and lead me and inspire me. And all of that led me to the accomplishments I have today. So the moral of the story is, I guess, is that you have to pay attention to the people around you, the people who have greatness within them, who have the ability to share their misgivings, their past, their present, their whatever it may be. We need to follow people that can show us and teach us how to be better. And one of the blessings I believe that God imparts onto us is to teach others what we know, and teach others the things that we have been through, and let other people realize that Your situation is not the end all be all. We all go through bad situations. We all have trials and tribulations in life. That's a part of life. Everybody's going to have that. It's nothing's ever going to change when it comes to that. It's just a matter of how we deal with those trials and tribulations. And like I say, I'm not a religious person, but I'm very spiritual, and things were coming to me into my mind about my life on multiple occasions, ever since I was a child. And I think that because I had the ability to recognize those things and to understand the things that I was going to, God was blessing me to be a blessing to others. There has to be someone in your circle that is willing to tell you the truth about your life. There has to be someone in your circle that can be an example to you to be better. Some of my greatest dreams were to go back to school, get my degrees, write my ebooks, as low key as they may be, start my business. All because I wanted more. I wanted more. I wanted more. I wanted more. I was never comfortable where I was at. I'm still not comfortable. I'm hungry. I want more. I want more. And I'm not saying that I'm not satisfied where I'm at. I'm grateful. I'm ecstatic. I'm appreciative of everything that I have accomplished in my life, because if I were not hungry, if I were not provoked, if I were not inspired by someone or informed by someone, I would not be in the position I am in now. So I'm saying all that to say that in order for us to be better, we have to do better. In order for us to do better, we have to know better. So if someone is trying to teach you or trying to show you that there is better, we should take heed to that and pay attention to what they're trying to teach us. A lot of times, that we have family issues and marital issues and friendship issues and all types of issues that we experience. And we stay in those situations, whether it be bad or good. Well, let's say bad. We will remain in those situations because that's all we know, and because we are not hungry enough to do better. We don't realize that leaving something bad can bring you something great. Many people are sitting in situations, relationships that they should have left a long time ago, but they have not yet done that because they are comfortable. They are comfortable with being barren. They are comfortable with having lack. They are comfortable with stagnation. They are just comfortable. And if you are comfortable and you don't have someone in your life showing you something different or showing you something better or letting you know that it can be done, you are going to continue to remain in those situations. You are not going to be great. You can't give greatness if you are not, you can't, that's probably not what I want to say, but in order for you to be great, you have to understand your past. You have to understand your blessings. You have to understand what God has put you here to inform others about. You have to understand what God have put you here to inspire others with. You have to understand that you were blessed to be a blessing to others. And I know for a fact that I have been a blessing to others. I'm not trying to brag or anything, but I think that the more I listen to this sermon that I heard today, it spoke to me because I never looked at myself as being great. I knew I wanted to be great, but greatness means different things. I can be great in inspiring someone to want to do more, and I think I have accomplished that because Many of you may not know, I am the first one to graduate from college in my family. I'm the first one to, in my immediate family. I'm not talking about cousins or anything, but in my mother's family, in our dysfunctional family, I am the first one. And because I decided to take that step and make that step, I have seen multiple people around me in my circle and my immediate circle and right outside that circle. I have seen those different people, whether they know it or not. I have noticed that they have taken steps to follow that same route, meaning to go back to school, get an education, get a degree, do whatever you need to do. And a lot of people won't admit to you that you are inspiring them, but you know that before you did it, they didn't have any inclination or anything like that about moving forward in their life. So I'm not saying that to brag. I'm just saying that I know that even though I'm not being told it, I can see that I am inspiring people. I can see that the people that are around me that are doing certain things are probably getting the inspiration from me. And that's great. That's why I'm here. I want to inspire people. I want you to do better. I want you to be better. I want you to realize that your situation that you are in right now, if it's not the land of milk and honey, you still have some work to do. Okay? So, a lot of people get mad at me and have gotten mad at me because of the things I have said to them and the things that I have brought to their attention. And that just goes back to people just not being ready or able to hear the truth about what's going on in their life. And if you can't deal with true facts and situations that are happening within your life, how can you resolve them? How can you make them better? How can you prosper? How can you do better, be better? It's impossible. Some things have to be brought to our attention. God brought it to my attention when I was a kid that dysfunction and poverty and not having and lacking, God brought those things to my attention when I was not even a teenager. And it's just certain things that stuck to me. And when I started correlating as to why we were in that situation, I started putting things together as to why we were in those certain or particular situations. And some of those situations happened because of dysfunction within the family. Not being able to, not recognizing and understanding what was causing us or holding us back. Not facing facts of life. Like I say, some people are in situations because they are simply comfortable. They'll never be great or they'll never do great things because they are comfortable being comfortable. I don't want to be comfortable. I need to be uncomfortable in every situation in my life. I know that when I am uncomfortable, I am moving forward. I know that when I am uncomfortable, things are happening in my life. Life is not about comfort. Life is about adjustment. And just being great for someone, being an inspiration for someone. Life is about provocation. So if I'm telling you that you're in a relationship that's not healthy, and me telling you that your children are looking at that same situation and they're going to carry on that unhealthiness to the next generation, that might make you uncomfortable. But that uncomfortability should provoke you to want to do better. So, me telling you that just because you married that man doesn't mean that that's the right thing that you should have done. You know, you're marrying a man that showed you who he was before you married him. You married a man that pushed you and knocked you and threw you on the ground before you even married him. But because you were so comfortable with what he had to offer to you, because you wanted to be comfortable in that house, and you wanted to be comfortable with that bank account, and you wanted to be comfortable around others, and you wanted to have what others had, and you wanted to put on that facade like everything is hunky-dory. You decided to stay in that situation. So I'm just simply saying that all comfort isn't good comfort, and sometimes we have to be uncomfortable to do better in life, to be better, oh my God, it's just so much, but it was just like a really powerful word that I got this morning, and it just lets me know that I'm on the right track, and it lets me know that God has shown me things within my life, and it lets me know that I didn't let those revelations that God has shown me to go by the wayside. It has allowed me to it has provoked me to change my life. It has provoked me to accomplish my goals. It has provoked me to want to leave a legacy. Yeah, that's about it. Just pay attention to the people that are in your life, and welcome greatness. When someone comes into your life and they're trying to inspire you and they're trying to inform you, and if what they are doing is provoking you to take a step back and examine your surrounding, examine your everything about your situation, that's a good thing, because that means you are uncomfortable. You were provoked to change, like I was. And when you are provoked, you will impart that onto you will change your ways, and that will be imparted up onto other people, and other people can see that, yeah, you know, she changed. He blessed her enough to do it, so why can't I be blessed? So I'm kind of rambling now because I didn't lost my thoughts, but that was a good word, y'all. That's all I want to say. Just pay attention to the people that come into your life, and the people that inspire you, and the people that inform you, and the people that are trying to teach you something. And that should want to cause you to change. Okay? So just be great and do great things, and be provoked. Happy Sunday.